to try to make them level. But if they're not, don't tell my wife. She'll never notice.
I don't want to go all the way up to 6 foot because we're not that tall. So.
If you're a gardener or a husband of a gardener, you don't carry a multi-tool, I don't know how you do it.
Hi, welcome to the garden. Today, we're going to take a look around our chicken orchard. We just put up a new trellis and it has been wonderful. I'm going to explain a little bit about why we chose our blackberries this way and why our orchard looks like this. It might look like this, but it is still extremely productive. It doesn't matter. We have been working on our orchard all year. As you can see that there are weeds everywhere, there's flowers growing where they don't belong, and there's a bug after me. And we've been working on it all year. It might not be the prettiest space that we have here, but it is extremely productive. So let me just show you our new blackberry trellis.
My wife wants cedar posts for her blackberries. There happens to be a bunch of cedars. Let's make some posts. I think I can do it because there's a good pile of cedars. So you're going to go 16 inches to the ground. I'm 31 inches to the top. 31 and 16, you're going to be at 47. Make sure you mark the mark at 47, because if you put it at 31, you're going to be quite upset when you miss that 16-inch difference. So the top is going to be 47 inches. It's 47 inches right here. It's again about 4 or 5 inches for the cutout. Straight-ish. I'll chisel away as I need. And I already forget what I want to do for the top. So let's go measure that. About 62 top, so it's going to be by 16, 78 inches the top. And as luck would have it, I'm going to have to chisel through a little bit of a knot. 78 inches here, my top piece. And about right here. Wanted to cut these at 30 inches, so that's what I got there. I went ahead and ripped it so we'd have a flat edge. One of them I didn't, but this would work really well doing it that way. Now one problem with that is I just dulled my saw incredibly bad, because going vertical like that on a chainsaw, it dulls it pretty fast. So these need to be 18 inches. Right now I'm at 23, so I'm going to mark these down a little bit, get those accurately. Got my boards cut. This one's at 18. Got my 30s, and I'm going to go ahead and add them to my cross members here. Just for extra security, I do have some nails, exterior galvanized, because they are exterior, they are outside. Galvanized means they should not rust out inside the cedar post with the weather. That's what we're going to use. I had them sit in the shop, so we're going to go ahead and put these up. I'm going to try to make them level, but if they're not, don't tell my wife. She'll never notice. It'll be our little secret. It's hard to level these cedar posts because they're not level pieces. So I think we're going to call that good enough. Like I said, don't tell them. Now that I got everything in the ground and I got my tees made on my fence posts themselves, I'm going to go ahead and get the wire done. What we got here is multi-purpose wire, is what it's called. 12 gauge. Excuse the kids, they are playing in the pool and having a lot of fun. So 12 gauge galvanized wire here, and the reason I got 12 gauge, it's definitely overkill for blackberries, but because of the span we got here, about 24 feet, this 12 gauge is going to do the best on not being too flimsy, and you'll be able to tighten it up with the turnbuckles, which is what I have here. So the goal, the plan is I'm going to put the wire here inside this spot right there, tighten that up. I'll put the open side of the turnbuckle into the eye hook itself, and the eye hook will be done inside the T-post. So we get this mounted, then we're going to drill some holes and we're going to get this going. When you're using eye bolts like I am here, an easy trick, get these tight, the screwdriver, Phillips or regular, flathead would be fine. I went ahead and drilled this with a 3/16 drill bit. It said 5/32, but I had a 3/16, which is 6/32. If you see here, you just put that screwdriver straight through it, and then the angle of it will get you what you need. Tighten it up to where you need it. As far as flat, I'm going to go this way and not the opposite direction. Now we're going to have the turnbuckle. I'm going to rip this off. Not the litter in the orchard. It's going to be in my pocket. We got the kids at pool, and if you can't hear them, they are loving the pool. So it's already all the way out. We're going to keep it that way. I was going to loosen it up, but it's already all the way loosened. So I'm going to break this wire out. And this has not been very well, so we're going to see what happens. Channel locks would probably be beneficial here, which I don't have with me. Tighten that up to this guy. twist them. You have my trusty Leatherman. If you're a gardener or a husband of a gardener, you don't carry a multi-tool, I don't know how you do it. I carry it so often, my wife doesn't know what to do when I don't have it. This situation, 12 gauge might be too much for the Weatherman. Yep, and we might have to go get a pair of channel locks by the time we do the other side. Yep, we'll try that. But for now, we're going to hook him here. I'm going to go do this on the other side. Do the exact same thing. I tightened it too much and the other one came undone.
The wire came unhooked.
There we go. It's pretty decent. I can come back on this side and make sure this one's tight. Just by tightening up this turnbuckle right here. So you tighten up both sides prior, you will have a problem with the nails coming out of one side. Ask me how I know. How's that? There we go. So, like I said, we did this one, and we got it done. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of them. I'm going to do the tops. I'm going to do this side, and then we're done.
This is our blackberry trellis. I have tried trellising my blackberries 3 different ways, and this one is by far the best so far. This is just a simple T method where you put the trellis, you have one down here at about 28 inches, and then you have one up here about 6 foot. We didn't want to go all the way up to 6 foot because we're not that tall, so we don't need anything that tall. And as you can see, these blackberries here, they grow up and they're gonna just kind of arch over the top of these. Summer pruning my blackberries, I'll just clip off the end, and then that will force more side branching and I'll get a bigger harvest next year. So that is something that I work on. You can tell that some of them, before we had this completely installed, my husband and the weed whacker got a hold of that one. So this is an example of why you want your blackberries to be up off the ground. So this one will go here, and as it grows, that was not going to grow tall anymore, but as they grow taller, then I put them over this one. In here you can kind of see remnants of our old trellising system. We just had T-posts, and then we had one simple wire running down. That required a lot more of my time to come through and tie each of my blackberries to this cord that was running down the middle. This is much more simple. I can just come through, I flop it over the top, and they just continue to arc and to grow. This blackberry patch that we have here, it started from just a few starts that I got from my grandma. I have no idea what variety it is, but I planted this, about half of this row here, and then over the years I've just grown it to this row. If I let this blackberry just touch the ground like here, right here like I am, it will create roots. That will create roots, and then I can snip it off in late winter and I can transplant that into my blackberry row. When I'm deciding which of my blackberries that I want to continue to grow, I pick the patch that is the sweetest and has the biggest berries. That will continue to give blackberries that are the sweetest. So like I have one down there, and I have one, this one right here. We did have one that was right here that had the best blackberries, but unfortunately it did die, so we will need to replace that. We're gonna go this way. I am a little bit jumpy in the garden and things scare me a lot. But all of these blackberries that you see down this row here, we're all flopped on the ground and we couldn't get to the fruit underneath of it. Like, look at this blackberry. When I go to pick it, it just falls off and it is enormous. So these are some of the canes off of this one that I would let touch the ground so that I can transplant on, because I know that this blackberry patch here produces wonderful large blackberry fruits. I can also take this cane right here and let it run along the ground. I'll bury it and let it run along the ground, and I can get multiple starts. You can also make cuttings from this. They are fairly easy to grow. I don't have a lot of pests that come after my blackberries or anything like that, and then also in this blackberry patch you can see that there's a lot of dead. I pruned my blackberries at the wrong time this winter, and while they are still fruiting wonderfully, all of this, there was a lot more, I cut it out, but all of that is it's all dead because I cut it back. It was probably January, and then we had a cold snap and it killed all of the tops. I was very concerned I wasn't going to have any blackberries, but all of the rain that we've been having I think really helped out. So we're going to continue down here. This little patch here is kind of a prime example of what I'm talking about. These, and if you've never pruned a blackberry, we'll go ahead and do a pruning of a blackberry in a later video. So subscribe so you can see that. This is what will be our raspberry patch. Again, you can see that there's weeds everywhere and the raspberries are teeny tiny. But just because something is ugly doesn't mean it can't produce a ton of fruit. If you just look at these raspberries that are growing on here, some of these are ready. I'm gonna have my daughter come out and pick them because raspberries are her absolute favorite. So these raspberries, as they grow, we will transplant them on. I did learn that I might not have the right variety of raspberry for our Missouri climate because raspberries don't love it here, but we're gonna keep experimenting with that kind of stuff. So this black plastic that we have down here is just to kind of help control the weeds. My goal for this chicken orchard, as I like to call it, is to have rows of fruit and then walking paths. So we will mulch the rows of fruit very heavily so that we don't have near as many weeds, and then we don't have to worry about the walking paths until we can get the grass under control. We're gonna go ahead and pick some of these blackberries and head inside and make a delicious blackberry jelly. So follow along for that. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.